going on, guys? Let's talk about Hasan Piker. This guy's a loser. He's been getting into a lot of beef and just unnecessary drama recently. Why? Because he refuses to admit he was wrong. He refuses to admit that he nasty out here in these streets. That's how Hasan get down. Well, let's take a look at the Champagne Socialists. All right, we're going to be watching it through a channel by the name of More Pegasus. Hold on, let's get to my bad. Make sure the audio, so you guys can fix it, and the visuals on screen. So there you go. All right, let's see what's going down.
Okay, massive update to the whole Hasan group situation. Hasan is now telling streamer asmongold to unalive himself. Twitch is probably gonna throw him another birthday party for that one.
Of course.
Extra large chocolate cake with sprinkles.
Twitch take it extra easy on Hasan. That's like their favorite. My bad. What happened when you live stream? But yeah, I think that Hasan is their favorite. They really let him get away with a lot.
For Hasan for being a good boy. Streamer Denims, who was planning on suing H3H3 for defamation, has officially chickened out and refunded her GoFundMe after people called her a scammer. Other YouTubers like Ren and Sam from Corridor Crew or Node are now getting involved, blaming iDubbbz for ruining Creator Clash 3. But anyways, let's start with everybody's favorite lolcow Hasan tweeting out, "Not gonna lie, I'd rather be me than asmongold any day of the week. Truly impressive that he's still living in his rot this way. I probably would have improved my living standards or found a swifter method to end the eternal pain of existence in his situation."
Why asmongold live like how you preach that you should? Why the hell are you a socialist living like you? Well, you are a millionaire, but living in that way, but then trying to roast asmongold for living below his means? Doesn't that kind of like make no damn sense? It's like me roasting somebody for being dark. I'm black as hell. That's crazy. I'm overweight. I'm gonna make fat jokes about the next guy. Like,
now, if you didn't decipher the code there, he's basically telling him to neck himself. Very classy move from Hasan. He's going to get another BJ from a Twitch mod. People responded, he can hire a maid and buy a new house literally whenever he wants. You can literally never be a respected journalist. W asmongold. Anyways, all this time while Hasan is molding, asmongold is basically just trolling him the entire time. This is asmongold's current Discord banner, and it's basically them I don't know, sleeping together and in love, it seems. Anyways, so asmongold responded.
Hasan telling Asmon to unalive himself. And I know exactly what made him mad in this clip, by the way. I said, the reason how I know you're not a real journalist is that Bernie Sanders won't sit down with you for more than 15 minutes. And I could, because like he's a Bernie simp, and so am I to an extent, right? And I guarantee you that's what made him mad about this whole clip. Like, he didn't care about anything else. I guarantee you it was just that one thing. Is he suggesting seppuku? I think this is clearly the implication, right? This is clearly, you should do yourself. Like, you can't say that, right? Because it sounds bad. So you're just going to say whatever is closest to that. The thing is that if he's complaining about my living conditions, I think that he should look in the mirror, because it seems like I'm living in his head.
Live by the Sword Tattoo, NYC's favorite tattoo and piercing destination.
Apologize for that. I'm broke.
Every single day, he's tweeting about me. He's talking about me. He's thinking about me. Most of the time that I talk about Hasan, it's because he's talking about me. Like, that's about it, right? And then also, like yesterday, it's like my fault that you got detained by the government, and for like what, an hour or something like this. This is it.
Okay, I'm not sure exactly how Twitch works, but I'm pretty sure you can be penalized for off-platform behavior. And when you tell someone to neck themselves, that's definitely violating something. But of course, none of this is Hasan's fault. Everything is SlopTuber's fault. It's asmongold's fault. It's H3H3's fault. Everybody but Hasan himself. You know, him getting detained at the border, nothing to do with him being a terrorist sympathizer or threatening to kill a US senator. It's because the US government is watching SlopTube videos. They obviously don't do any of their own research. They just listen to YouTube drama guys. I mean, I looked at my subscriptions and, you know, the FBI is there, the CIA, Donald Trump is a paying member, obviously. And it was classic tolerant Hasan, the most empathetic streamer, you know, telling people the kindly toaster bath. Hasan says that asmongold and Ethan don't know what they're talking about, and he's the one you should trust on First Amendment constitutional knowledge.
There are a lot of out of touch, delusional, uninformed, apolitical content creators out there, SlopTubers in general, or people like asmongold, or people like or people like Ethan Klein, like people that are just like angry for no discernible reason, or angry for whatever their own personal vendetta is, and they just basically fucking delude people into believing wrong things. They push people into believing incorrect things. You don't have to agree with my positions on this, but when I tell you something about First Amendment protected speech, I'm telling you the truth. Okay,
let me break that down. If Hasan tells you he's telling you the truth, immediately assume it's a lie. If I had $1 for every time Hasan told the truth, I'd be fucking broke. In fact, I'd have negative $5,000. I would be in debt for life.
That's facts. Hasan's a liar. Right, I don't trust him for nothing. He telling the truth when you got destroyed in debate from Ethan Klein. Like, how?
And I don't know what kind of a tactic this is. I feel like he's just trying to brainwash his followers. Like, Ethan is angry for no reason, guys. Not like him and his buddies harassed Ethan so much that people call CPS on his kids. Not like he's been slandering Ethan for about a year straight. And like everything he says is filled with so much irony. Oh, these people lead others to believe wrong things. Wow, Hasan, you would know nothing about that. You know, introducing a terrorist to your stream as a hero, like Luffy from One Piece, that won't give anybody the wrong impression or cause people to believe the wrong.
And I'm a huge One Piece fan. Yeah, that was disgusting. That was nasty work right there.
Thing? Not at all. Also, this guy cannot stop crying about free speech. Bro, free speech doesn't include telling people we should kill US senators. That's called an incitement of violence.
If you cared about Medicare fraud or Medicaid fraud, you would kill Rick Scott.
Anyways, he does his usual deflection and calls everybody a MAGA Trump fan.
Every single MAGA bootlicking dumb online, every single Asmon Roach fan is operating on that same boundary.
I don't know what's wrong with his name. Excuse me for a second, guys. I'm gonna fix the camera. I feel like I'm a little bit off. That damn nigga do the whole thing like, oh. My bad. I had to move myself a little closer. Yeah, that's way better. That's way better.
Where they just like don't understand how much of a severe violation of their own personal fucking rights this is. Your approval rating by the public is as low as the Democrats, 21%. El Bozo, keep on losing, son. Lamau, what? Your approval rating by the public is as low as the Democrats, 21%. El Bozo.
I just love how half the Hasan clips are just him getting cooked by chatters. Honestly, that person's being a little generous there. 21% approval rating for Hasan. That's a bit too high. I feel like half of his chatters are like hate watchers at this point. They're just there to shit on him and stun lock him for another hour.
A decade of improving this space and making it a kinder, more inclusive space, and Asmon just sends it on a rocket back to fucking Nazi hell. They're going to be saying slurs again by next year. Oh, for sure. I mean, they already are.
I love how the worst possible thing anyone can do for a Hasan chatter is say slurs. Really? That's like the bottom of the barrel. I don't know about you. I think threatening to kill someone's a bit worse. Supporting terrorists is a bit worse. Laughing at dead babies a bit worse. Saying grapes never happen a little bit worse than saying a bad word. But Hasan fans love to virtue signal while simultaneously supporting like a actual supervillain. Then Hasan just starts cooking asmongold.
Yeah, if asmongold left this rotting ass house for once and actually left the goddamn country to get on a plane, which I assume would be a biohazard to begin with, so he might not actually be able to get on the plane. But let's say he took a shower and he wasn't actually a risk to others around him.
You know, I actually like this version of Hasan. The version that's actually sort of funny and lighthearted, and he actually doesn't take everything too seriously. I feel like whenever I've seen Hasan in non-political situations, like maybe he's playing a game or he's playing with some other streamers or YouTubers that I'm watching, he's always much more likable. I feel like politics has truly rotted his brain, right? And I feel like in an alternate universe, he'd actually be a good, funny gaming streamer or something like that.
And he got on a plane and he flew out of the country, came back into the country under the Biden administration, and the Biden administration fucking detained him and were asking him about his personal politics, about titties and video games. Do you think that his audience would not fucking talk about how much of a cancel culture backed movement was taking place here?
So they're like, Joe Biden is going to detain me, like coming into the United States because I want girls' boobs to be bigger in a video game. I mean, I don't necessarily think that's going to happen.
Right. So just breaking that down a bit, obviously
crazy.
Talking about titties and video games is completely different from cheering.
Shout outs to Tomb Raider. If you know, you know. Shoot, shout outs to Angelina Jolie. I don't know nothing about her personal life. I'm talking about when she played Tomb Raider.
On terrorist groups saying that they should get a Nobel Prize, right? But if you're actively playing like terrorist propaganda, of course they just got a check, right? It's not like they even arrested you or put you in handcuffs. They just had a chat with you. They just tried to get your perspective, which is completely fair and something that the government should be doing so it keeps its citizens safe. And Hasan loves to pretend this is some sort of authoritarian government he's living in, right? I feel like you would be shipped off to El Salvador faster than you can call someone a Nazi if that was the case. Then Hasan says that Asmongold's opinion is worth nothing, which is ironic.
I like that he also thinks that like his opinion is worth anything. Like, how fucking deluded do you have to be to assume? How deluded do you have to be like, yeah, I'm a real mover and shaker in this space. A guy who hasn't fucking washed his ass in 8 months.
Talking about his behind.
Because I agree with this in essence, but not in this practice.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, he doesn't think that it was it doesn't reach the standards that Asmongold has for journalistic ethics. Journalistic ethics. Guy who watched.
Yes, that's correct. Saying we support you, doing a hand heart, and saying you're doing what Luffy would have done in One Piece does not support what I would say the bar is for journalism. That is correct.
I mean, Hasan is right that Asmongold isn't a journalist, but the thing is he never claims to be one. Unlike you, who claims to be some sort of on-the-ground reporter and claiming to do actual journalism. Also, I feel like as the days go by, less and less people actually care about Hasan's opinion. It's like you were already hated by like 50% of the internet, but now it's going to like 75, 80%. So whenever you see like a Hasan take on your timeline...
I know people gonna probably complain about it too, and honestly... Oh, where am my camera? There you go. There, people I know gonna be like, yo, why is this screen? We don't want to see you. We want to see the video and a little bit of you. Hey, what's up, guys? What's up, Mr. X? I see you. Holla, girl. Hold on, let me make you a mod on here too. I know you're a mod on my other channel, right? You're a mod on here. I haven't streamed on this channel in a little while. BX haven't been getting notifications. Yeah. A lot of people been telling me that, man. A lot of people been telling me that. It's really worrisome. I ain't going front. But hopefully YouTube stops tripping, man. Hopefully they stop playing with me. Hey, what's up, Shu? How you doing? All right, let's get back to it. But yeah, notifications. I think, you know what I think it really is live streaming and putting out content on the same channel might be confusing the algorithm too as well. Or it could just be the fact that I've been on my keep it 100% real-ish, and they don't want that to be out. You know what I mean? They don't want people to be on that type of time. All right, let's get back to it.
It's more like, oh, it's just that crazy guy saying crazy shit, you know? Now, Hasan actually reveals something I didn't know. Apparently, universities in the US have like courses on Hasan, which might be the most hilarious shit I've ever heard in my life. No wonder the US is falling apart, bro. They're teaching a course on a Moss Piker.
That's part of the reason why journalists, like I said, heard over the New York Times, will have me come and speak at the University of Chicago, as I did yesterday, to talk to an entire room about modern media. Someone came up to me at the airport, a Hasan head, said that she wrote her thesis
Hasan head, that's what they call him. Yep, sorry for the ads, guys. I apologize. I'm broke as hell.
That apparently in Northeastern, the college that she's in, the college that she went to, that there were 3 media courses specifically designed around what I do in new media and politics.
Yeah, if you go to college and literally go in debt and take student loans or even use your parents' money or whatever, and you fucking waste it on politics and media courses on Hasan, bro, you deserve to be broke. That is diabolical. I remember a couple years ago, my friend would tell me about gender studies courses in the US, and I really thought that was like the biggest meme ever until he showed me that it was actually real. And that's when I knew like the US is kinda cooked, bro. College really gives you like 101 ways to waste your money. And I can't imagine what they're actually teaching in the Hasan course. How to scam your audience into thinking you're a communist while simultaneously having a Gucci bag. How to grift your way to the top of Twitch. How to be a complete lol cow and hated by everybody. How to get rich off the biggest suckers on the internet. Anyways, then Hasan calls asmongold right wing.
And then asmongold became the largest political content creator on the platform. And some people know who that is.
Yeah, some people know.
He is a right-wing commentator now. The biggest right-wing commentator in North America, actually. And now I'm like, maybe don't.
Bro, the glaze is insane. I wasn't even right-wing. No, are you really a far-right commentator? Well, I support women's right of access to abortion. I'm aggressively anti-racist. I support universal basic income. I even bought one of Hasan's union shirts whenever I heard they were made by union workers. And so, no, of course, I mean, basically that makes me a Nazi, right? Of course.
It definitely won't make me buy no damn shirt. I'll tell you that much. I ain't buying no damn shirt. I don't know what you thought this was, nigga. You don't have to tell me more. Like, is it a cool design? I ain't buying no damn shirt just because of whatever. Can't no union made it.
Of course it does.
Yeah, obviously you don't know the code. Anybody who disagrees with Hasan is automatically far right and a Nazi. It's not a matter of common sense or anything. You just gotta paint them as bad as possible. And it's blatantly obvious why he does this. It's so that his fans will never check out what the other person is saying, right? Because if you're a Hasan fan and you hear that the enemy is like, oh, far right or whatever, you're just gonna assume they're lying about everything and they're Nazis and they're racist. And that's why he keeps saying it without giving any examples. Meanwhile, if someone like me calls Hasan far left, I give you tons of examples. You can just go through all my videos. I'll never say, oh, he's just bad. I show you why exactly he's bad. And Hasan can never actually do that. And I swear to God, he's global rank #1 hypocrite.
The SpongeBob meme pointing like, Nick, I show you exactly what's going down. Yeah, from the videos I've seen, he's been very thorough.
How is this guy calling anybody a Nazi when his words are extremely anti-Semitic? Bro said you should not yield when people ask you about supporting Hamas. Hamas, whose charter literally says they want to end all the Jews. Bro said if you ever have any positive feelings about the state of Israel ever in your entire life ever, you need to be treated like a neo-Nazi, run off the streets, and not allowed to be the local dog walker. That is most Jews. He's implying that most Jews need to be ran off the streets. The irony, this guy calling someone a Nazi, you can't make this shit up. Anyways, we also have this clip of Tectone responding to the situation, calling Hasan a crybaby.
To berate and harass everybody with these false accusations and all these criminal records that all these streamers have, brother. Shut the f*** up, you big old bitch. Jesus Christ.
Damn.
If you want to cry, why don't you get a fucking $1 million therapist from your fucking terrorist-supporting father with all the Nepo baby privileges that you have? I don't want to see you go live and act like you're a victim. Act like you're a fucking victim ever again on this platform. You are the biggest bitch I've ever seen on this platform. What a just disgusting human being.
I don't disagree at all. Actually, I think Hasan is one of the biggest bitches I've ever seen on this platform. Yeah. Yeah. You talking facts. I don't think he said anything wrong there. He's one of the biggest bitches.
This is the guy saying, man, these slop tubers are saying that I'm, they're saying that I supported terrorism. Brother, you said they deserve a Nobel Peace Prize. You are not the little boy that you pretend you are. You're a fucking 45-year-old man acting like a fucking child. Jesus.
I love that he doesn't hold back at all. I mean, he's not wrong. Hasan is a big fat baby, playing victim and crying while simultaneously being the biggest bully piece of shit out there. Now, Destiny also reacted to the Chicago talk.
But what is the origin of your interest in politics? And what
Destiny.
What was the moment where you decided to break off of the Young Turks and go off on yourself?
Well, okay. So, I was always interested in politics because
oh no, it's his nightmare question. Okay, I got to answer this without ever bringing up the fact that the first 2 years of my political career were handed to me by Destiny. Okay, let's go.
You know, I'm still waiting for the day that Hasan and Destiny actually debate, because I don't like either of them, to be honest, but I feel like it would still be entertaining to see Hasan squirm. I mean,
and I really hate that he puts all this One Piece stuff in his background. You making One Piece look bad, bro.
He was getting bodied by Ethan Klein, someone who's not even supposed to be a debater or anything, so I feel like Destiny would eviscerate him. But anyways, let's move on to the female Hasan, Denims, who refunded her GoFundMe after threatening
That's the female Hasan right there.
To sue Ethan. The H3 subreddit found out that Denims recently edited her GoFundMe, removing the language stating that she will refund the donated money if Ethan retracts. Here's the picture attached, and it says edit 5/13/25, modify to comply with GoFundMe's terms of service, and the part that's removed is if he retracts, this GoFundMe will be refunded. Now, she attached an email saying that GoFundMe forced her to do this, saying that we can still help you refund your account, but you can't state that this is something you'll do. Maybe it goes against the fundraising terms of service. But honestly, this sounds really flippin' scummy. People are saying, so she just stole the money. Slimy little socialist thief, isn't she? But anyway, she did end up actually refunding it because I guess the backlash got too much. Denims tweets out, 1 week, 1692 donations, and 46K later, I'm refunding the GoFundMe. If and when I go forward as a plaintiff, I will be self-funded. Thank you everyone for proving Ethan wrong. His behavior is unacceptable and people do care. I mean, your goal was 150K. You didn't even make a third of it after even giant people like iDubbbz retweeted the thing. So I don't think people care as much as you think. Proceeding with a defamation suit against Ethan is...
And picture iDubbbz, he over there talking about something. I don't have no hate towards Ethan. I don't want anything bad to happen to him. But you're endorsing people to sue him.
A monumental undertaking. His suit with Kavanaugh started almost 4 years ago and is still going. I don't want to fundraise to fight a start that I can't finish, and I feel like I've let down those who have donated. You absolutely have. With that in mind, if this is a journey I wish to undertake, I'll be doing it with my own...
You didn't think of this before you started the damn GoFundMe? I swear, these streamers, man, I don't even consider myself a streamer at this point. I just do my content and I get the hell up out of Dodge, bro. I swear. It'll be too much. And I got a short fuse when it comes to dealing with bullcrap. Really short fuse.
Own funds. I'll be keeping all of you posted if anything happens with the statute of limitation runs for the next year, and I'll be elaborating on Stream Friday. Right, so basically you tried to pocket some money really quickly, and then everybody realized that you were running a scam, and then you were forced to refund it. But congrats on wasting everybody's time and showing that nobody should trust you anymore. Clearly you were never going to sue Ethan, because even with 150K, that was probably not enough. And again, didn't she just expose herself? She said she will self-fund if she's going to sue again. So that means you didn't even need the money in the first place. You absolute loser. What makes it funnier is that Hasan never donated. Anyways, Ethan responded to Denims withdrawing the lawsuit. In other words, her attorney explained to her that she had no chance of winning and would be liable to pay my attorney fees. Unfortunately for you, I don't need anyone's money, and I don't like being threatened by the person harassing me. Or an even funnier option, her lawyer dropped her when they found out she had erased evidence. This is in reference to her deleting the VOD, where she was talking about Ethan's children eating dog shit. Ethan, if you're reading this, please sue her. I would love that too, as well. I feel like she's a slimy piece.
Seems like she deserves it, in all honesty.
of shit and would deserve a lawsuit. H3 Snark is not handling the Denims GoFundMe cancellation well. At least we can enjoy Ethan providing further evidence of his disgusting misogyny when he calls her dumb. Yeah, this is really disappointing and I'm just confused. Because you're a sucker. You're a sucker. You got scammed by her. Denims gives an update on the cancellation. Why issue a retraction letter and crowdfund if you weren't serious about your legal threat? I was and I am. If CCC applies, you must issue a retraction letter within 20 days of the defamatory. Oh my god, I got so many comments about that shit. Bro, I'm sorry. English isn't my first language, bro. I'm sorry. This is why Ethan was so prompt in his letter to Noah, but he still has to file a suit.
You're speaking very well, bro.
But I changed my mind about crowdfunding because I realized that I didn't like the money grubbing narrative. Normally this wouldn't be an issue because I could just be transparent with how the money was spent, but over the length of time that a lawsuit would span, it isn't realistic, and just doing my best isn't enough for an offensive lawsuit. Translation, I got exposed as a money grubbing freak.
I'll say just pay for it yourself. Ain't you a bigger streamer if that's what you really want to do? You probably figured out that it was a bullcrap lawsuit and you would probably be the one that gets in trouble. That's what you figured out. It's crazy.
Anyone that's disappointed needs to realize they would have been waiting a very long time for any kind of emotional payout on this anyways, and that it's easier to take my time when I'm not being perpetually scrutinized as a scammer. Not to mention, if he does end up filing something against me, it feels strange to crowdfund for a defamation suit and for a defense at the same time, and mixing the funds feels even stranger. This is the cleanest way to move around. Oh my god, you're so insufferable. Even when completely getting destroyed, you cannot take any accountability for your actions. You're always a victim. Legendary meme, how it started. Ethan, retract or you replace your lawyer. 1 week, I'm refunding the GoFundMe. Anyways, funny. Moving on to Ren and Sam from Corridor Digital talking about iDubbbz.
As Ian and Ethan are now doing this YouTube battle against each other, going through this drama war, Creator Clash is receiving a lot of collateral damage.
And see, it's so funny. Everyone was saying like, oh, I hate H3, how H3 actually got Creator Clash to get some negative air. See, this is the thing. iDubbbz made a video about them.
Yeah.
He, the founder of Creator Clash, made a video about these other people who are creating drama. They, you know, so I'm saying like, this is like this thing
and
where
it's like, I'm not going to tell Ian what to do. It's not my place to be like,
sure.
Ian, maybe you shouldn't like do that. Because the rest of us might kind of catch some strays from it.
Yeah, exactly.
But at the same time, it's like feels like Ian and I were friends walking down a sidewalk, and he gets stung by a wasp, and he's like, oh, and he looks up and there's a wasp nest there, and I'm like, oh yeah, that's a wasp nest, and he pulls out a bat and he runs up and hits that wasp nest and comes back. He's like, I showed that wasp nest, and I'm like, uh-oh, and all the wasps come flying out and they start stinging us, both of us. Mostly him because he was but I'm like I'm getting stung. I'm like, what the heck? I didn't come on this walk to get stung by wasps. Why'd you go hit the wasp nest?
Yeah.
And he's like, all right, the only thing to do here to protect you is to run away. And so he runs away. And now I'm like, I'm just okay.
Wait a minute, guys. Does iDubbbz actually lack empathy?
Wow.
No, it can't be. Impossible.
That's funny. But what would you expect? I knew damn well that's what was going to happen. But tell me what you guys think down in the comment section. Hit the like button.